Hey there, YouTube. It's Raining Cryptos here. So in the previous video, we went over how to set up a Coinbase account. So I walked you through those steps, step by step, on how to set it up. And what I want to do today was to show you and expose you to some other exchanges other than Coinbase, where you can trade different cryptocurrencies. I've also done a previous video showing you how to do some market research. Please check that out. I'll put the description I'll put the link in the description below to those two videos. Set up a Coinbase account and also how to research and get information on different cryptocurrencies so that you can put the best plan for yourself in place to absolutely make the biggest possible profits in this most amazing time with this most amazing new technology, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and so forth. So here at Coinbase, you can take a look at some charts here. So on Coinbase, you can trade on for using fiat dollars. You can get Bitcoin. Today's price, Ethereum. You can see the charts, and then Litecoin. You can break it down by the different views. Now, the commissions here are pretty steep. Depending if you use a credit card, they're pretty steep. If you use a regular bank account, they're not that bad. But if you're going to get a family member or friend on to cryptocurrency for the first time, share my video with them. It will just guide them step by step, and it's just the easiest and simplest way to enter into this space. So I highly recommend that. There's just so much to learn and digest. I think this is the safest, simplest entry into the door to actually buy your first Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin. Now, the trading platform for Coinbase is Gdax. So I highly recommend Gdax. I don't use Coinbase. I use their Gdax trading platform. So if you go to their exchange here, as it's loading up here, you can see the trade history. You can see what's going on today with Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. So the advantage of this going to Gdax is that if you put a limit order in, let's say for BTC or Ethereum or Litecoin, you can actually buy Bitcoin without having to pay any commission whatsoever. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. So you can buy, you can sell, you can trade in cryptocurrency and not pay any commission. So first step, you go and set up your Coinbase account. Again, link in the description below. Next, you log on to Gdax at www.gdax.com. I'll have a link in the description below for that as well. And put your limit orders here. You stack them all up, and you can trade completely commission free. Now, there are all different types of trading strategies. My recommendation is obviously whatever coins you want to trade in, please do the due diligence and research on your hard-earned money before you bring it into the market. I want everyone out there to absolutely crush it in profit in these amazing times, this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I really think Gdax, the Gdax platform within Coinbase, gives you that extra leverage where you can take that commission and just apply it right back into the market and just keep watching those coins stacking up and raining down on you. So my recommendation on trading on any of these platforms, again, is dollar cost averaging, which is pick a recurring basis and an increment of funds that you want to just bring into the market on that recurring basis. And then have a lot of powder on the side, have a lot of cash in your account ready to move. And you could put those You can either put those limit orders in place so you don't have to sit there and watch the market, and when they get triggered, great, you bought some coins at a bargain price, and you can just watch your profits soar. Okay, so that's an overview of a quick one we did on Coinbase Gdax. So next we got Binance. Now, Binance is an absolutely amazing exchange. There are a lot of currencies on Binance. They offer you exchanges in either their token, Binance token, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or US Tether. Now, US Tether, for those who don't know what Tether is, and there's a lot of controversy around Tether. I'm not going to go over that in this video, but Tether is basically a token, a coin, that's linked in value to the US dollar. So one Tether equals $1. So it allows you to buy and trade cryptocurrency and look at your information and data in equivalent US dollars. So it's a lot easier and simpler for some people out there, or they prefer, if they move money into an exchange, they immediately move it into Tether, knowing that it's staying constant at that fiat value. So again, it's just another way to buy and trade. It's a different market. So if you click over there, you got this is your Tether market, and these are the currencies you can buy on Binance with Tether. So what we're going to do is, let's just take a look at a couple currencies here that you might be interested in. So here we got, and let's take a look at which one's got some good volume here. So let's see here. So obviously Bitcoin's got some volume. See IOTA. Let's take a look at one that be fresh to some people. Let's take a look at Power Ledger. That's POWR. Alright, so now you're gonna load up right into the market. Alright, so this is what they call their basic view. They have a more advanced trading view on their platform. So if you come here, apologize, my internet seems to be a little slow today. Okay, so you get your order book here, you get your buy sell spreads. This is where you can put your orders in for either selling or purchasing the Power Ledger. This is the price here in Satoshis of Bitcoins, and what you have here, your different time scales. So you can look at the the 5 minute, the 10 minute. You can look at the hour scale. So you can look at, let's say you really want a nice macro view. You want to go like a 6 hour scale and kind of see where things have been trending. You could either go even more macro, look at a 1 day or 1 week. So for all intents and purposes, I think we can stick to for trading, an hour, 6 hours is good. Sometimes even a 30 minute or a 15 minute are pretty good. So again, you get your oscillators down here. You have the volume, buy, sell. You can see the kind of the volume has slowed down, and if you can see here on these huge spikes here, and there's some more spikes over there. When you see increased volume, you tend to have increased volatility. So you really see a lot of times that slam and supply and demand really kick in these candles here. So when you're looking at these candles, maybe we can zoom in a little bit here. Let me get some of these candles. That's kind of pixelated. So let's go back to this 15. So when you zoom in on some of these candles here, you see these little spikes here on the top. That's where the extreme or the extremes were during that trading interval. The mean or the average is within the volume of or the area of that particular candle. So That's what those little spikes represent. And if you put an order and you happen to catch one of those, yeah, absolutely fantastic. If you sold right here, if you sold right here at the peak, fantastic. Another nice thing that Binance does here is they do give you some little, you know, snapshots of what's going on, the highs, the lows, the 24-hour, the last price, the visuals on where those occurred. Again, Binance is a fantastic exchange to get exposure to a lot more cryptocurrencies, a lot more than you would have seen in obviously in Gdax or Coinbase, and you can see the list is pretty extensive. So this is the what they call their basic view. Nothing wrong with this view. It's just a simpler, easier way to purchase. You have like these little one-click buttons here for percentages in your buy or sell. You could do market orders, you could do limit orders, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Okay, so some other things we can look at. Let's see here. So you got some news, some quick little news feeds here on the top. They give you some information, and you can then quickly change your views here. Let's say you're in power. You can click ETH and see if they trade in ETH. Let's take a look at. No trip. There you go. Okay, so we just went from trading in Bitcoin to Power Ledger to now trading in Ethereum to Power Ledger. Pretty cool. All right. So let's go on to another exchange. So another very popular exchange, and this exchange is Bittrex. So typically more mature coins, more mature altcoins. So again, if I haven't mentioned that, you might hear the term altcoin is anything other than Bitcoin or Bitcoin Core. Some people are calling it the original Bitcoin. All the other coins on the market are called altcoins. So anything other than Bitcoin is an alternative coin or altcoin. So Binance is a great place to get exposed to a lot of these fledgling coins as they're coming up. It's a very good exchange, and as they mature, they end up ending up on Bittrex. There are also tends to be some tendencies in the market when a coin gets brought to an exchange. There's usually a nice pump. A lot of people get excited to see that new coin come in. So there are a lot of opportunities where you can buy on some of these alternative exchanges, and when it gets to something like a Bittrex, you'll see some significant gains that maybe you might have a chance to scalp out and make some nice quick profits. So similar to Binance, if you go here, check out the markets. It's just a different, slightly different interface. So up here, they kind of show you, who's got the biggest gains, the biggest volume, top volume coins, biggest percent gain movers, and the market's segregated similarly like you saw in Binance, where you have a Bitcoin market, an Ethereum market, and then a Tether market. So we're gonna you could take a peek at any one of these coins. We can look at Dash. So you can see here, this is the price of Dash versus Bitcoin. So this is pretty interesting, right? So it could be possible, and this is the thing that we all need to be cognizant of. It's possible that Dash is outperforming Bitcoin, and if that's the case, you'd see this green. And if Bitcoin's outperforming Dash, you would see this red. Now, US dollar wise, you might still be crushing it with Dash. You might still be up on the US dollar investment that you made. So let's say you put $1,000 into a Bitcoin, and you use that Bitcoin and you traded it for Dash. But let's say Bitcoin's now up 4%. right? But your Dash is up, you know, 2%. You know, will reflect here as a -2, but still, you're up on the U.S. dollar. So most people are looking to either parity or obviously if they can to completely try to outperform Bitcoin with the altcoins, and take the profits from those altcoins and move them back into Bitcoin. That seems to be a popular trend. And there's nothing like taking also some cash positions every so often. So if you have some really nice profits, you say you invest in a particular coin and you're up 200%, you might decide to say, hey, I'm going to take 50% of those profits, put it back in Bitcoin, and take 50% of that, put it back in my cash account, and have some powder ready to go. When those dips come, I can come back into crypto from fiat. So I mean, there's a lot of ways we can play it. So let's take a look here at the Dash versus BTC. Again, they're all pretty similar. This has a really nice interface here as well. It's a lot crisper. You can see different things. You get the timeline here. You get your order book. The order book is kind of an interesting to look at. It kind of gives you a good understanding of supply and demand and where things are kind of meeting up in the window. You kind of see here there's a pretty big buy wall here at 0.07 Bitcoin, which is interesting. So you can kind of get an understanding. Wow, look at there's all these bids are stacking up, and here's the buys. So once up, then you start seeing that buy wall start to go down. You should start seeing the price go up. So there's a lot you can learn from just looking at the order book, and obviously you can get information here on the different time scales, and you can have the same visual here with these candles. So if we want to look at, let's say, an hour view, or if you want to look at a day view, right? So this is potentially all-time highs. Okay. I think at that point in U.S. dollars it was about $800, which is pretty interesting. And now you're off all-time highs, but it looks like we're creeping back up again. So from and that was the exchange rate at that time with Bitcoin. But now you see Bitcoin's coming back up strong, but in U.S. dollars we're creeping back up to 800, even though we're off these all-time highs from a dollar standpoint. So it's very important to understand the exchange of currency you're looking to trade in, if you want to be tracking things from a Bitcoin standpoint, if you want to be tracking things from a dollar standpoint. And Bittrex does a pretty nice job. I mean, they tell you the Bitcoin value, but right above here, which is nice, they actually they give you the value here in U.S. dollars. So this is the all-time high here versus Bitcoin, okay, which I think was also the all-time high in dollars. And you can see here where we're at today at 0.07 is the ask, and the value in U.S. dollars is 776. So down here below, this is the order book. So basically saying, this is how much Dash we're bidding at this amount of price of Bitcoin. So this is this is the bids, and these are the asks, and you can see it should tell you what typically some of this what the last was in the book, your bids, your asks, your highs and lows in the last 25 hours. And if you have an order, there's usually like a little asterisk next to it, so you can track it if it's in either one of these columns, and you can get a good understanding of the market history by just quickly looking down here. And that obviously will translate to what you see up here visually in the chart. Okay, so if you click this little info tab here, you can get some information, Dash Pay, from their website, the order book, as we said before, and your chart. And by moving this cursor up and down the chart, you'll see the information in price versus time, respectively. All right. Again, this is not financial advice. This is just for informational, educational purposes only. Please like and subscribe, comment below. I appreciate your feedback, and I hope this information, along with the other videos on the channel, are going to help you absolutely make the most profits you can in this space, and absolutely take your investments to the next level. So put that plan together, take a step back, figure out what you want to do your research, go to the websites on a lot of these cryptos, read the white papers, make sure they get a good team, make sure it's something you believe in, and then just make your move. So I wish you best of luck out there in your trades. Again, catch up with you in the next one. Take care.